Hello, this is Margaret with your grooming instruction video, and today I want to talk about blades. I'm not going to talk about the short blades. These are the long blades. Those are discussed in my other 3 videos for face shaving, feet shaving, and belly shaving. So the blades on the right are the F blades, meaning finishing, and the blades on the left are skip tooth blades. Generally, the finishing blades are used for just that, finishing. You usually don't cut dirty or matted hair with them. However, you can. Some people only own finishing blades. I own both because I like to use the skip tooth for roughing in dirty matted hair. These will last longer. You won't have to sharpen them as often. And the skip tooths can be saved just for roughing in coat. If you're grooming a pet dog and you just have 1 or 2 dogs, you may just want a finishing blade. So let's start with the skip tooth. The 7 is the shortest of the skip tooth blades. It cuts less than 1/4 inch. So expect a pretty short cut with that, and you can see how it could be dangerous. These are pointed, and if you're not careful, especially at the flank or armpit, you could actually cut a dog. So you want to be cautious if you use that blade. This is the 5. You don't have to be as cautious. It leaves the coat about 1/4 inch, maybe longer. Stand-up hair like poodle hair, Bichon, any curly hair that stands up will cut closer than, say, spaniel hair, Cocker Spaniel, Springer, if you're trimming a Cavalier. And this is the 4 blade. There's one longer one than this. It's a 3, and I don't feel I need a 3 blade. So I don't have one any longer than the 4. But it will definitely leave the coat longer than 1/4 inch. But it may not go under mats as easily as you'd like. So if you're a professional groomer, you might want all 3 of those. On the right, we have the F blades. The 7 will cut pretty close to the skip tooth 7. That's below 1/4 inch. Your 5 is going to be 1/4 inch or maybe more. Your 4 gives you, I don't know, closer to maybe 1/2 inch. Again, it varies depending on the coat type. And then you have a blade I really like. The 3 is nice. 3 3/4. I just call it a 3 because it's easier to call it that. So I'm going to refer to it as a 3, but as you can see, it says 3 3/4. The 3 blade is nice, especially when you're stripping all the coat off, because it leaves a little bit of hair, a little fuzz on the dog, maybe a little over 1/2 inch, depending on the coat and how matted they were before. So you can cut them short, but they have like a little fuzziness to them. They don't look so naked. And then you take quite a jump here. This is the 5/8. It leaves them, depending on the coat, you could get a little under 1 inch. You could call it 1 inch, especially on the legs. All these blades will leave the coat longer when you get to the legs because of the angles on the legs. When you're cutting a flat surface, you can really get it short and smooth. But when you hit the angles and the joints on a leg, the legs will always be longer. So knowing this, you can cut shorter on the legs than the body. Say if you were using a 4 on the body, you could actually go to a 5 on the legs and they'd be closer to the same length. Another tip is if you have a matted dog and you're trying to save hair, and you want to finish with a 4 or a 3, you can probably rough them in with a 5. Because after they're clean and fluffy, you can smooth the coat out. So if ultimately you want to use a 3 or a 4, try a 5 on them before the bath if they're really thick or dirty or matted. So that's your lesson on blades. Next I'm going to show you how much they cut off an actual dog. This is Donatella, and she has agreed to model the blades so you can see exactly how they cut on poodle coat. The longest blade, the 5/8. So we're just going to do a patch here. Now I use high-speed clippers normally, and the high-speed clippers would take more off. So you can see where the hair was, and you can see how much it took off. Hope you can tell from the video. Let me go down here a little more. So this will show you the difference in length. Okay, so this is a little under an inch. Her hair's curly and stands up good, so if you want to use a 5/8, you're going to get maybe 3/4 of an inch on a dog with this coat. On a spaniel, it might not even cut the hair because it lays down really good. So I'm going to change blades and show you how much shorter she is with the 3. Now be sure and brush the coat right before you trim it. It'll really help it stand up and you'll get a better, smoother cut. So here's a 3. We're a little shorter. I think you can see that. Let's go with a 4 and go shorter still. Okay, stay on just the part I cut with a 3. You see we're going down, I don't know, a little over 1/8 of an inch more. This is where it was originally. So if that's the kind of length you like, that's what a 4 does. Let's go shorter. And brush it up a little more. This is your 5. Up, we're taking a little more off. So that's giving us a kind of a pretty short look there. Now let's go real short. This is the shortest of our long tooth blades. Get her a little closer here. And the 7 takes even more off. So I'm going to shave it side with the 7. And then I'll come back over with the 5/8. Again, I brush up. I also watch my angles, so I'm angling this direction, not flat or up. And so this is the 5/8. And I think you can see there's a pretty healthy difference between a 7 and a 5/8. So when you go to trim your dog, that might give you a bit of a guideline as to how you want to trim it, how short you want to trim your dog.